Welcome to Marsha's Plate, a Black trans-inclusive feminist podcast. A place where we know that not everybody is invited to the cookout. And we also know that every single day is a brand new day, and we have the power to make a difference today. So let's do this.
It's a new day, brand new day, make it better than yesterday. You can always find a way to turn it all around again. It's a new day, brand new day, make it better than yesterday. You can always find a way to start over again. Tuesday, when the sun rises, you can start over again. A new day, you can make it better than yesterday. It's a new day, it's a new day, new day. There's a way you can turn it around. Trust me, there's a way out. There's more time. Just don't give up. When the sun rises on a new day, you got another chance. Yeah, 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 yeah. A new day, you got another chance.
If you want to join the conversation, you can hashtag Marsha's Plate. You can follow us on most social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of that. Just search for Marsha's Plate, MARSHASPLATE. Y'all ready? Let's get started. Hey, what's up, y'all?
What's going on?
Hey.
Hey, how y'all doing, Holly?
I am doing good. I'm kind of devastated because we're finding out some of our old heads are MAGA.
Yeah,
that's a thing now. That's a thing. Apparently.
Are y'all surprised that these niggas be MAGA?
Not really. Not really.
Disappointed, bro.
Disappointed. It's a couple of things that I'm disappointed about. Disappointed that you gave your coins. It's that feels like a
coin.
Yes, they found
Who
out.
Who gave a coin to MAGA? To Donald Trump, the billionaire? They gave a coin.
Honey, Chili
Donald Trump, who was already sponsored by the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, gave him a coin.
Make it make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently they was trying to make America great again. Little do they know that their black ass wasn't part of the plan.
Yeah, I did not know that money was given. I knew about the supposed accidental post by Chili. And then also, who else? A couple other people popped up.
Chili, as in Rosanda from TLC.
Yeah, TLC. Yeah.
Baby hair, fetishized for her quote unquote good hair of the 90s. Yeah. Chili.
Honey, texturism plus from the 90s. baby hairs. I know you. Fucking
she came out. She said she accidentally posted something, and it's like on Facebook. If y'all know, y'all more social media savvy than I am, but at least I do know the algorithm is going to determine what's in your feed. So if you accidentally posted some extra crazy MAGA something or the other, like that's in your feed. Why is it in your feed in the first place?
No shade. I do watch the enemy.
That's not my tea.
Yeah, I keep my eye on. I keep my eye on the enemy. I need to know their moves so I can know how to move. But with that being said, I ain't never reposted no shit by accident from none of them crazy crackers.
Yeah, I know she apologized though and was like, "I'm so sorry."
We have to talk about, since we are a trans-led podcast, the reason why it was so problematic that what she reposted accidentally about Michelle Obama is it was a repost about the claim that is a QAnon deep MAGA right-wing claim that Michelle Obama is a trans woman.
Oh
no, Chili did not repost about Michelle Obama being a tranny. No, this bitch. Chili know better because first of all, bitch, last time I checked, you had more muscles than titties. So we need to be questioning you too, bitch, since you want to question motherfucking Michelle Obama, bitch. I remember you in the creep video looking like a little 12-year-old boy in drag, bitch. Don't you do that, bitch. And TLC is known to be the tittyless crew, bitch. Me and Diamond got more titties than all three of you bitches put together, honey, when all of y'all was alive, honey. Shout out to Lisa Left Eye Lopez, love her down. But Chili, you's a stupid bitch. Honey, what is it? Silly Hoe? Ain't that the name of y'all song? Silly Hoe? Bitch, she was singing about herself and we didn't even know.
So I know they're on the tour with Salt and Pepper and Vogue. And I think Salt came out to defend Chili.
And I think Salt is MAGA too, low key.
Yeah,
if I'm gonna keep it real, I think Salt is MAGA too.
So their sales, I did see. I don't have a source, but I did hear rather that the sales of the tour are slowing down, which is it's like your audience is Black people and you actively are supporting someone who hates Black people, who is doing everything in their power to destroy the lives of Black people, particularly Black queer and trans people, which is another core part of your fucking base and your audience. So it's like it's wild. And what T-Boz just did a video for Prep, I think, and it was like using Creep. I think I saw that.
Yes.
And so it's like that just came out last week. I would say, I don't know, but I do feel bad for T-Boz because T-Boz, they said like and Vogue, and so you fucking up everybody money. You could have said nothing.
Honey, that said ain't got nothing to do with this. She could have
not come out to do a fake apology. I mean, you shouldn't have posted it, period. But then to come out with the fake apology and then Salt come, I don't know.
They fucking up. She fucking up the church's money. Dawn just got out of the sanitarium. Dawn just got out of the psych hospital and rejoined In Vogue, and she trying to fuck up their coin.
Wait, no, Dawn didn't rejoin. Dawn ain't came back. Is this an update?
Y'all know that at one point she was trying to get back in. I thought that they had let Dawn back in.
Oh no!
When she was homeless and living out her car and stuff.
No, she never.
They didn't let her.
Mm-mm.
Honey, no. Dawn might be back in the sanitarium.
The gag is Spinderella being back. That's
Spinderella's back.
Spinderella is back in the mix with Salt and Pepper. They was going through their little situation. Which is why I said that I felt like if Salt and Pepper can rekindle with Spinderella, y'all for this moment, y'all could have rekindled with fucking Dawn too. So it felt stupid. It felt dumb. Anyway, the point that I was about to make. Chili donated money. It was real. It's not that you can have whatever political views that you want. I think that's freedom. Cool. But what makes it more egregious for me is that you gave money. And just like you just pointed out, they had the richest backers in the world. And you decided to give your little Black coins to not only to MAGA, but she also gave coins to Ted Cruz here in Texas.
Wow.
Why are you over here? And you don't
the Latino that don't even like Latinos?
Don't you live
the
in
Latino that don't like Latinos? She gave money to. She think he like her Black ass.
Child, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. Yeah, that's Chili.
Diamond.
Chili.
Diamond, you made a point. You made
man.
Diamond made a point. She giving her little Black coins to the administration that has some of the richest backers in the world, right? But really, if you think about it, she's giving our coins to the richest administration, honey, because when you spend your coin to come see TLC, that's how she makes her money. Honey, off her residuals from us listening to their music, that's how she makes her money. Like you literally make your money off of the backs of Black people, and you're using their money to go against their politics. Like,
so this is what I want to ask y'all. It goes back to what I asked y'all a couple of weeks ago. It feels when you're in this situation, it feels like this type of I don't fuck with them because of misogynoir. just impacts Black women differently. So here you go. I don't want to fuck with you because you MAGA, but I also want to support the other Black women on the fucking tour. But I can't support them without supporting you. And then even you bring out all these other motherfucking MAGA motherfuckers like Snoop and Nelly and all the Black men. It puts me in a situation where I'm like, how the fuck I'm supposed to move forward with this when I want to support the Black women who are not MAGA on that stage? And you know what I'm saying? It puts me in a weird situation. How do y'all feel about it?
Oh, my bad. No, I mean, yeah, I mean, I understand the tension and understand that, like, until the last 10 years or so, you didn't have Black celebrities out here like, fuck Black people. I'm supporting this open racist Klan, son of a Klansman. That just was not considered normal, but we have normalized a lot of shit. It's not normal. It's not, this ain't no regular, commentary. Like, it's pretty, you're supporting a legitimate white supremacist and or nationalist, but in terms of like money and supporting like the majority of the people on the tour, that's a tough one, Diamond, because I mean, yeah, it's tough, right? Because like Bree said, I'm gonna pay you to send your money to Donald Trump's campaign or Ted Cruz or one of these other people that's trying to destroy the lives of Black people, and particularly Black trans people. It's not gonna work. I do think she can redeem herself. I do think like there's room for her to like own that she fucked up and own that she maybe didn't understand or whatever. I think there's ways for her to.
She didn't read the fine print.
No, fuck all that fine print. That's how you got it. That's how you lost your money, though. That's how you lost your money. That's what we saw on the
Wait,
that's
Jay.
definitely what the fuck we saw in the Lifetime movie.
Wait, Jay, you are making a motherfucking point. You are totally right. Of all people,
right,
who should know to read the fine print, bitch, it's you.
Come on. Excuse me for a second.
If anybody should know not to trust white men with their money, it should be fucking her. And she ain't learned the lesson yet. But I don't mean no harm. It's very coded. Chili is giving me very coded in transphobia and homophobia. Baby, I don't think she can redeem herself to me, because this ain't her first trip up going against LGBTQ plus people.
Oh,
now she can use 150 reasons on why she supports Trump, but we know that the only thing that most niggas align with when it comes to Trump's party, Trump's administration, is being anti-trans. A lot of niggas support Trump. Even niggas that don't support Trump will say, oh, I can get behind the bathroom shit. Or i.e. Afro Man, when he was on the news and we were just talking about how he had did something great for free speech, and this nigga come out being transphobic. But Chili also, when she was dating Usher, she said that that he committed the biggest no-no. Now, it's rumored, it's speculation, because Usher never came out and verified, and Chili never clarified. But her statements in the interview talking about Usher committed the biggest no-no, she was leading us to believe that something homosexual had happened with Usher during the time that they were together, or maybe something homosexual period happened with Usher. So I'm getting a lot of coded homophobia from Chili. I got my eye on her, honey, and just the math ain't math. And I also remember how materialistic and superficial she was when she did that dating show. And I remember a lot of her fan base was turned off because of the stipulations that she had for men. You know, she was open to the possibility of dating somebody racist before she was open to dating. Wow. Yeah, but before she was willing to accept various things that are common amongst Black men. You know what I mean? Like she had these stipulations that she didn't even fit, to be honest, because she's a baby mama.
If y'all had to think of other people, who do y'all think is secretly MAGA that's Black? Let's be messy a little bit. Who y'all think that ain't came out? That
Ice Cube. Obvious? Ice Cube. He on that fuck shit.
He came out.
Platinum playing bullshit as if he was like the smartest Negro on the planet, as if he thought of some things that no one's ever thought of before.
I think he already came out as MAGA. Somebody who
he did come out as MAGA.
I think.
Yeah, he did. He did. Shit, I ain't surprised by none of them for real, honey, because like I wouldn't be surprised with any rich Black people voting MAGA, because rich people tend to vote Republican. You know, they want their tax breaks and all of that. I am judging you and I am side-eyeing you that if you're a Black person who votes on your money before you vote on your people, I'm side-eyeing you for that. But I wouldn't be surprised just with this tour alone. I wouldn't be surprised if Salt, Pepper, and Spinderella was MAGA for real. I wouldn't be surprised if all of the girls left and En Vogue was MAGA.
I don't think all the women in En Vogue are MAGA, but I would not be surprised if I don't know if I think Pepper is MAGA. I mean, maybe, but I don't know about Spinderella. I don't think Spinderella for
I don't
sure.
think
Because I know
is.
Spinderella is a very open Zeta. I do not think she is MAGA. Like, absolutely not.
I don't either. I don't think a lot of En Vogue is. They from San Francisco, California people. They just come from it's a whole different thing. Maybe Terry from Texas, isn't she? She might be. I ain't for sure. I don't know.
But she is good friends. Terry is good friends with Holly Robinson Pete.
So maybe not.
Because they like almost.
I was just thinking church background. I know a lot of the En Vogue girls got church backgrounds, and I know that that one of the girls, and I know that either Salt or Pepper is heavily in the church as well, and we know how Black churches was turning MAGA. So
that's
why the majority of Black churches haven't turned MAGA. Let's not have a white people, because white people make you think that the majority of Black churches are not MAGA. They're not.
I don't know. Y'all know.
Not the majority of Black churches. I think that's
y'all know. The only thing I know about Black church culture is what I see online and what y'all tell me.
So
that ain't my religion. But
I'm just saying, like, there's no. I just want to be clear. There is absolutely. I think it's 1,000% patently false to even think that the majority of Black churches are MAGA.
I didn't say the majority of Black church. I just said Black churches, and I'm saying that I wouldn't be surprised if anybody who is highly religious is MAGA, because no shade, the studies already show it that the most religious people are people who are most impressionable, people who are willing to believe whatever you tell them. It just is what it is. Don't hate me for being the messenger.
But I didn't even talk about just the girls. I wanted to I'm anybody else. Like,
I got one. I got one. And I think y'all gonna agree with me. 50 Cent.
I would not be surprised about that.
Wouldn't be
surprised. I think 50 MAGA.
For sure. Okay, I'm gonna say two people that I don't know if y'all be surprised, but y'all might not think of. I think Wayne Brady is MAGA.
I don't think Wayne Brady is MAGA. I don't think Wayne Brady.
I wouldn't be surprised, honey.
I'll tell you the reasons. Some of the reasons I don't think Wayne Brady is MAGA. Just a couple reasons. One, he's like a theater geek, right? Like he's into the arts and all that kind of stuff. And he recently came out, as bisexual and got his divorce. I just don't see him.
But he said he never messed around with a dude, though, even though he acknowledged.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, he substituted, he went on tour with Hamilton and all that kind of stuff. Like, I just don't think.
Yeah, he never messed with a dude.
Like Wayne Brady's like energy, like I don't see it for Wayne Brady being MAGA. I think he just be minding his business and quiet.
What about Urkel, Jaleel White?
I would not be surprised.
Oh yeah, I see that confused ass bamboozled.
Because he's weird about shit. Yeah,
I do this. This motherfucker still think that people checking for him whether he's Urkel or not. Honey, we only call you Urkel because that's the only thing we know you for, bitch. Ain't nobody even checking for you, girl. For real. Bitch, last time I checked, you was on local network television hosting a game show. Bitch, you ain't even streaming.
So somebody was saying, it ain't nothing worse than the person having a little bit of information in a big microphone to make big conclusions. And like, we're kind of in that era right now where you got celebrities that have a little bit of information.
Terrence Howard, Nick Cannon.
Right. Yeah, Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon just said some great. Didn't he just say some random ass shit? What did Nick Cannon say? I didn't catch
Nick
it, but
Cannon said,
I did hear
Nick
he
Cannon
said some
say
wild
random.
ass shit.
He say random ass shit every other day, just like he busts random nuts and random bitches and got all these random kids.
Nick Cannon said recently, what he said recently was that Democrats are the party of the KKK.
Oh, some simple shit.
He was talking about the Democrats of yesteryear. And I hate when people say that because it literally let people know that you're uneducated. You're uneducated about the switch between the Republican and Democrats when Lyndon Johnson did what he did as far as voting and the Voting Rights Act and all the acts that he signed during that time. It literally made the party alignment switch. And so if you are you're not acknowledging that history and you're trying to tell people Democrats used to be KKK as if that those were the same people. Get the fuck out of here. Like if you're not
That
acknowledging that, then you're fucking ignorant and stupid.
no, I mean,
It's
But yeah,
stupid. It's
hold
stupid.
on, to your point though, too, it's like, so the radical Republicans who were elected to office and tried to go further than what the results were from the first Civil Rights Act in the 1800s, from the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment, the black people, just real quick, black people don't care about party. Black people vote on issues. And so this not even the same on the one hand, yeah, no, it's not the same Democratic Party as of, FDR because of the Great Migration. And then later, like you said, Lyndon B. Johnson, because you got way more black people up north to make up for the states they lost in the South. They can make it up with Wisconsin
You're
and
gonna have me
Michigan
forget the
and
point.
Minnesota.
The point I'm trying to make real quick is that how the fuck is you going to say the Democrats is the KKK party when the new KKK is literally the white nationalists and the white nationalists are MAGA?
Well,
Like, what the fuck are you talking
what I'm
about?
saying, this is what I'm about to get to, Bree. It's like white nationalists are going to white nationalists. Both parties got racist ass white people. There's no confusion about that. Abraham Lincoln was like, fuck these black people. I don't even really think they are full human beings. I think they need to be shipped back to Africa, then help us colonize Liberia. Like, let's be clear. But black people voting, we're going to vote in our interest. And so it's just funny to say that this ain't this. On one hand, it's not the same Democratic Party, but this also ain't the same Republican Party. So how is this Republican Party reflecting on the how they were during the era of the Democratic Party you talking about? Because the Republican Party from back in the day would not be MAGA. The Party back in the day would not be supporting white supremacists. The Republican Party back in the day would not be supporting any of this shit. So like it's so backwards. I agree. I hate when people do that too, Diamond, because it's like, oh,
It's
or
old
both
talking
parties are the
points.
same. Ain't no both parties are the same. There's no way that you can sit here today and say the shit we're dealing with right now, exactly right now, would be the same if former Vice President Kamala Harris was president. They are not the same. They're just not the same. And when you vote, you're voting based on your fucking interests and how you want people to spend your money for you. That's what you're voting for. It's distribution of resources. Fuck that
Honey,
candidate. He got a little bit of information and a big microphone, jumping to big conclusions, and it's problematic.
honey, Nick Cannon is known to perpetuate bullshit, the bullshit hotep talking points, and that's an old talking point. That's some old bullshit from when people was trying to say that, trying to get black people not to be grateful for what Abraham Lincoln did. You know what I mean? But I'm not. I'm personally independent. I'm not a fan of either party. I think we should pivot.
I mean, I think most people are independent, to your point, and just vote in their interest. I think most people would be considered Democrats. Most people that vote for Democrats will probably consider themselves independent, especially younger people, rather maybe, than folks who are like baby boomers. That's just what it is. But anyway, yeah, no, that's pretty. Nick Cannon needs to grab a seat, be quiet, and speak on stuff you know. You don't know what you're talking about when it comes to politics or history. And it sucks that there are going to be people that will be influenced by black people who will be influenced by what Nick Cannon has said, who are, being contrarian does not make you smart. Like, because we're also in an era where people are like, oh, I'm being contrarian and blah 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 blah. That's intellectualism. That's being smart. Da 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 da. No, you just trying to get fucking clicks and shit and be sensational. Because I was listening to some today too, and they were talking about, like you said, Bree, Nick Cannon has said other like sensational kind of things to kind of, really controversial things to kind of get people talking about him in the zeitgeist. And yeah, it's just unfortunate. I wish he would be quiet. And
To be honest,
I hope that
I
he
don't
didn't
even
fuck over and impact too many people who were listening that day.
I don't even think it's a PR piece with Nick Cannon. I'm being 100% with you. I think it's just pure ignorance. I don't think he paid attention in school. I don't think he had to. He was already in entertainment, honey. Them tutors motherfucking passed his ass. I think that is pure ignorance because when I've noticed Nick Cannon making sensationalized statements, he really think that he be stepping in some shit. He really think that he be saying the things. He really think that he be moving the needle. And not just that, the things that he has said has gotten him fucking canceled. So clearly, and has caused him to lose work. So clearly he's not doing what it's not working how he's expecting it to work. And either way, he's dumb, whether he knows that what he's saying is bullshit or not.
Let me say this. Another thing we got to acknowledge, and I think that this doesn't mean we don't push back. It doesn't mean we don't push back and we don't say nothing. What I'm saying is acknowledge that I think what Bree just described in regards to celebrity, Nick Cannon in particular, but I think I see it in other celebrities too. I see it in other content creators. Some people are just now coming into their opening up the door,
Awakening.
awakening. I would say partially I want to say radicalization. I think or political educations. There are certain things that people are just because we or you listening or whatever, just because you know something or got exposed to a concept early on, that doesn't mean that certain people, celebrity content creators, your family, your cousin, your that doesn't mean they just now didn't run into a particular radicalizing concept or something that kind of they feel like, oh yeah, like for example, recently, even that, like recently I seen what was somebody was talking about um the idea that welfare was created to get black men out the home.
Mm-hmm.
That concept is a old
Oh,
talking
true.
point that has been debunked with research and facts and reports, not only by private people, but also the government even released reports that debunk that idea. And so, what I want to say is there are some people who are just coming across those type of weird ass talking points and they think like, oh, this is a gotcha moment. Yeah, I'm just learning this. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, back in they that so they feel
and
hyped.
and social media. I'm just saying, like, and social media, because it's not as if people haven't experienced moments like that where they were like, oh, whoa. But back before it became profitable and it's about the click, because social media to make money is like commercials, right? That's why people say they have issues back in the day with TV. It'll rot your brain. So you just trying to get click. You just trying to get. You just trying to get money. You just trying to get money. You just trying to get clicks. So it's like I think that changes everything in that kind of situation, because back then that would have been, oh wow, that would have been a conversation locally with people you actually knew, or people that you know what I'm saying. It wouldn't be something that you can disseminate to millions of people or thousands of people in an instant. And I think that is a motivator, when people are like, oh wow,
So two
I
things. So
think
two things.
or
You
a
have
factor
to
rather that makes it different.
two things. You have to be willing. You don't have to be. I don't want to say have to be, but if you are putting yourself in a position as an educator, whether it's indirectly or directly, intentional or
Mhm.
unintentional, you putting your shit out here and putting information out here, you're a content creator, a celebrity, you doing this, then you have to be open to understand that people are coming in it from different angles and you have to be open to educate. But this doesn't mean I'm not asking you to give them grace. I'm asking you to understand that that's where people are coming from. Yes, fix them, correct them, push back on them with facts, and do what you need to do, because just as easily as the bad misinformation is disseminated, the good information. There's tons of things that I have learned because of the internet. There's a tons of real factual educational things that I have learned because of the internet. So just as easy as the bad stuff go out, the good stuff go out too. So make sure that you have the integrity to put the good stuff out. And so and push back. And also, my last point, it is too motherfucking late in the game to blame anything on fine print, or you didn't know, or you had no clue. This is motherfucking MAGA. They've been out here since 2016. We know what the fuck they got going on. So there is no excuses talking about I didn't know. These motherfucking Latinas talking about I didn't know that he was gonna deport. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. The I didn't know excuse does not work anymore. They have been very clear on who they are since 2016 and on. Period. We have had them for 10 years now. We know what the campaign gives. We know now. I'm talking about this iteration of these people. We know what they give. So anybody giving you the excuse of I didn't know and I thought it was this and I thought it was that, bitch, you a fucking lie. Fuck you and the lying ass horse you rode in on. Fuck you. You lying.
Baby, if a bitch come in my face, talk about they didn't mean the billboard poured on their trunk, I'm gonna tell them, honey, adios, bitch, honey. Deportado.
Adios. All right, so let us know what y'all think about this chili stuff, this fine print. Are y'all missing the fine print? Are y'all having a hard time figuring out if you're going to support these ladies on this tour now that you know that one of them is MAGA? What is there? What is your tea about it? Let us know. Hashtag Marsha's Plate.
Okay.
Hashtag MARSHASPLACE. Just got to remind you in case you forgot it.
Oh my God, I want to thank all of our new patrons this week. Thank you. Yay. So not only are you helping to sustain this particular podcast, I also donate to other podcasts. I donate to other organizations. I have my finger on the pulse of the community, and I know a lot of grassroots organizations that are doing great work out here. So you're not only helping to sustain us, you're helping to sustain other people in a community, because I put my money where my mouth is. That's just the kind of bitch I am. Community is fuck. So thank you. I really, really appreciate you. And if you have not become a patron, why have you not? You can donate as low as $1 a month. It doesn't matter. Anything helps. Please. Do I have to play Sarah McLachlan and show you puppies? Like, what do I have to do? Do I have to resort to what the white people do to get you to give them money?
Anyway, the link is in the bottom. Back to the show.
Have you heard about this documentary called White with Fear?
I've heard about it, but I haven't watched it.
Can I play a small clip?
Mm-hmm.
Black Lives Matter is a Marxist organization.
How many innocent Americans have these people hurt?
Fear is the best motivator.
When Mexico sends its people...
They're invading, they're murdering, they're raping.
How many moms are grieving because of our sanctuary cities?
You don't have to talk about politics. You have to talk about how the brain of a human works.
Critical race theory is poison.
These people hate white people?
There is now a white fear industrial complex.
Mexican criminals, Black Lives Matter terrorists,
radical Islamic terrorism.
Where many people get very rich and very powerful by telling white America that they are under constant assault.
They want to steal your liberty, your freedom.
I want surveillance of certain mosques.
This is strategic racism.
We will never, ever surrender to the woke mob.
Tapping into white grievance and anxiety.
I mean, you're just overwhelmed by the lies.
Chaos in the streets,
in the schools.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
If you put out information and you have force multipliers that just drive it, people will start to absorb it themselves.
This country is being invaded.
When you're scared, you fight back.
We want our country back.
White supremacist protests turned violent.
Panic in El Paso this morning.
Motivated by anti-immigrant hatred.
13 people were shot, 10 of them killed.
He specifically targeted black people.
We're under fire.
This is a documentary. First of all, what's your thoughts on that trailer? That was kind of intense. But what's your thoughts on the trailer? And then I'll get a little bit more about it in my question.
We've been telling them step by step, day by day, as the fear mongering is happening.
What about you, Diamond?
I'm thinking about that funny ass clip of Drewski dressed up as Erica Kirk, and that moment that he was satiring when she was like, especially if you're a white male, we need strong men. They're attacking. That is playing to their fears that they're being eradicated. That is playing to their fears that everybody's attacking them. And even subtly, like I don't even want to say this person's name because I don't want to imply that they are. I saw a popular drag queen recently, and they were having a conversation with another popular trans woman, and it has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but subtly, and I pay attention to shit like this. Mm-hmm. That drag queen said, "I'm not like crazy woke or nothing, but da 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 da." Even saying that lets you know that their rebranding of what woke means is bleeding into people's psyche. And this was a white drag queen, and I'm like, in our culture, you wanted to be woke. Woke meant you were smart. Woke meant you were not fooled by propaganda. Woke meant that you knew what was up and you just weren't listening to some dumbass fucking shit. Woke was a good thing. So somebody subtly saying, I'm not super woke or I'm not woke. I'm not. They're even people on our side. They are this fear of being woke or too radical or is even bleeding on our side. So that's what I think about it. It's like, yes, that fucking it's real. They're that fear is tapping into something old. It's like, do y'all? I know this may be a metaphor, but I love Lord of the Rings, and there's a spinoff of Lord of the Rings. Well, it's like a prequel called The Hobbit, and there is a dragon on there called Smaug, and it's old, and he is in the mountain, and he is in the gold. I don't know if y'all seen it, but it is there has been a sleeping racist fucking giant in this country that has been sleeping for a while. It's not that it hasn't been exist. We can still smell it. We can see its remnants all over our country and our policy and But I think what is happening with this fear is that it is rearing its ugly dragon head. It is instead of being underground and moving underground, it is now being able to come out, and these fear is making it come out. When I think of them fucking white women that was turning over buses and pushing over cars when we were trying to desegregate the fucking schools, like that ugliness, is coming back out because of that fear. To me, that's what I think about.
Yeah.
I just think about how impressionable most people are, how common it is to be impressionable, how there's such a large group of people, humans among us, that really are easy to control, and they do what they're told, and they willing to believe bullshit. It's sad on one hand, definitely scary, always scary, because the problem is always having somebody that the people like and gravitate to talking bullshit.
Headline did an article about the film in February 2026, and then there's also an article with a little bit more details from The Guardian. And I just wanted to highlight a little bit of what they said, and then I'll get to my actual question. They both kind of highlight, they go back to Richard Nixon, and they go back to Lee Atwater and the Southern Strategy from back in the day where they were talking about law and order. And, you didn't have to say black people. You said, oh, it's about busing. You didn't have to say black people, all these different things. And so it's just kind of evolved into what it is now. It's not a new strategy. I think you both kind of touched on that. Like, it's not a new strategy. It's, back in the day when they said segregation now, segregation for tomorrow, segregation forever, and Bull Connor and George Wallace and all this kind of shit. It's literally, and this is why it's important for us to know our history, because that's what they're using as their template. Nothing is new, as you both have mentioned. So, segregation now, segregation forever, all that kind of shit. It was a similar kind of strategy. Richard Nixon had his law and order strategy and the silent majority, around the white people who are so overwhelmed by the black people having their things and all that. And there was a conservative former President Obama wrote an article basically saying the Republicans have to expand their party to stay relevant. They have to expand to include people of color. And basically, one of these white conservative operatives was like, I'm going to bet on it. I don't think we have to do that. We just have to have a different strategy. And we have to increase the number of white people turning out and make sure they have a reason to turn out, which is racism. But also the other part is to get us black asses to stay the fuck home and not vote. That's how you make their increase relevant. That's their strategy. And they just didn't think that they were going to get someone like Trump to help implement it. So it is like this converging of all the evils. But anyway, a part of the reason some of this is considered normal, I think, is because we've all kind of made it normal. You mentioned language breeding, but like you kind of keep repeating. If you can repeat in the clip, they talked about kind of just overwhelming people with type of stuff with certain rhetoric. And it made me think about just like black folks and how we dealt with segregation, whether it was de facto segregation or de jure segregation, and how we fought back through our shit. I know for a fact that for a lot of black people back in the day, regardless of what the fuck you were dealing with, it still wasn't normal. It was like, these white people are weird. I don't understand. It's crazy to me to have a different water fountain. That makes no sense logically as a human being. So, there was ways in which our ways of knowing and our governance structure, even though we sat in the face of the shit, right? I can't get the housing because I'm black. I can't get the job. I can't get on the bus. I can't use all these things. But it wasn't for everyone. Like, a big part of that resistance, in my opinion, was not normalizing this white foolishness, right? It's like, this is weird. I know I got to do this because y'all say so, but this is fucking weird. And so my question for you two real quick is like, what do you think about like not normalizing as resistance? Or like how we've kind of normalized, like not repeating the rhetoric to kind of push back, or even like normalizing the moment we're in, right? I do think there's something to not normalizing the current state of affairs as resistance. What are y'all thoughts?
Don't get caught up in the stupid shit. Yeah, we can kiki and we can have fun gossiping about celebrities, but don't lose track of the important shit. Make sure that you're also informing your audience and you're creative, beautiful people, not just people who have a platform, but day to day, make sure you're educating people. Make sure you sprinkling it into conversations. It don't have to be extreme. You don't have to talk big topics, but you definitely have your opportunities where you can educate people. We all do. We all seen them. And just make sure you do. I think that's all I can really add.
What about you, Diamond? What do you think about pushing back on normalizing certain stuff as resistance? Like, it's not normal that Donald Trump has done all these things as president. It's not normal that you can, like, this shit wasn't normal 10 years ago. Just because it's happening doesn't mean it's normal. What are your thoughts on normalizing, pushing back on normalizing a lot of this shit as resistance?
Yeah, on this platform, we're going to talk about that. But in my life and on my personal platforms, Diamond Stylz, not Marsha's Plate, my personal stuff and my personal conversations, I really want to make bridges between the silos that I see that I'm in. I really want to push back. It's not normal for cis women and trans women to be this hype against each other in the way that it's been. It's not normal for trans men and trans women to be all clashing in the way that all these clashes that I see, we are historically in each other's corner. We are historically on each other's side. It's historically, when I was homeless and needed some fucking food with my brother, it was cis women who was giving me the numbers and the addresses to the welfare office, the address to people who might help me pay my bills, who were more inclusive, because I couldn't go to the churches. I couldn't go to the churches to get some help, but in the way that some cis women do. I couldn't go to certain places, but it was cis women say, hey, you might not want to go there, but hey, go here. I have always been in community, even if some of them, weren't super educated about transness. They were educated about, I know you a black ass woman just like me. Even if I'm not affirming you fully, you need help because you got a child. And I know whatever my political ideas about your identity does not mean that you don't deserve to get to have food. You don't deserve to have a place to eat. You don't deserve access, place to stay. You don't deserve access to healthcare. And especially since now you're taking care of a child. I know that none of that shit matters because I want to help you. When we think about Stormy, I know y'all erase her from the Stonewall story and blah 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 blah. But even years later,
can you share who Stormy is for folks who may not know?
Stormy is one of the icons that you should be talking about in Stonewall. Just like you talk about Marsha P. Johnson, just like you talk about Sylvia Rivera, you should be talking about Stormy DeLavery. I think that I say her last name. She has a French last name because she's originally from New Orleans. You should be talking about her too, who was a butch lesbian, not a trans man, a butch lesbian cis woman who just was masculine of gender, who did drag king, who did drag, all that kind of stuff. You should be talking about her. Even after that, she was making sure she had her guns and shit, making sure that the girlies was safe on the whole stroll. In her older years, like y'all fucking with my girls, and I'm not gonna let y'all do that. This is the type of we are in community with each other. Don't let the hypeness of this, the anti-transness, the hypeness of the battles and clashes. Don't let that fool you and think that we have not historically been in each other's corner. Think about Jewel One in LA when she was turning her fucking club into a triage to help people with HIV when people was throwing them out. Like we have been in community with each other. We have been working against these systems that's working against us and being successful. And so for me, how my pushback in normalizing resistance is in my day-to-day life and in my personal conversations and on my own platform. I want you to know how we are connected more so than how we are similar, more so than how we are different and how we are disconnected. Because a lot of times, because of the internet, because of the algorithm, because of these campaigns, political campaigns, it will make you think. Even immigrants. I live, my whole complex is full of nothing but fucking immigrants. I live in Texas. When I need help, when I don't know if you follow me, a couple of years ago, my mother, I don't want to say my apartment number. I was about to say my apartment number, but say that my apartment number was
17 million.
1201. I mean 1203. 1201 was on fire. 1202 got on fire because 1201 got on fire. I was in 1203. It was coming to me. Guess who stopped the fire? the fucking Mexicans in my fucking building. Because the fucking fire department couldn't get there fast enough before my fucking shit would have been burnt down. This is my community. I fuck with them. So this is the motherfuckers who was keeping me safe. They just because I'm their fucking neighbor. And they stopped my fucking apartment from being burned fucking down. And I'm in community with them. And so I'm not about to let some motherfucker calling them bad hombres or whatever the fuck he called them in 2016, or he making it seem like they're criminals, or he making them seem like they're eating the cats and all that kind of fear ass shit. You cannot make me think that these motherfuckers are not closer to my allies than you. You are a fucking, you're not about to make me hate immigrants. You're not about to make me hate cis women. You're not about, because I know from my lived experience that they fuck with me. So that's what I think about it. So even I don't give them motherfucking no fucking slack. I don't give them no slack. But even black men, I'm gonna keep having my fucking foot on y'all neck about y'all bullshit. But even black men, you not about to make me think that every circumstance is that they're fucking against me, because my lived experiences is not showing that. Yes, like I said, my foot gonna be on their neck whenever it need to be, but they have also looked out for me in certain situations more so than some other motherfuckers, more so than these Republicans, these MAGA, and tons of other people. I just have been in community with them, and I know enough about them to have a different. You cannot sway me from my care for them. You can't sway me from my care for my bricks. Because I done been in situations where I had to twirl the tray, and the brick that everybody said was clocky and da-da-da-da-da-da was the only motherfucker fighting with me because the pretty bitches was fucking too pretty to fight the tray. And I was not. And it was the brick who was in my corner twirling these niggas down in the White Castle. So you not about to make me turn my back on people who I know are my motherfucking allies. And this internet shit ain't gonna make me think, should we have some conversations about blah, 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 blah? Sure. We can have some deep, thoughtful conversations, but you're not about to make me think they're my enemy or they're against me. No, you're not about to make me do that. So I'm always for the resistance of this, whatever this story that they got going on, no matter what it is. It's so many examples of my life.
Bree, any other comments before we wrap up the topic?
I think it's all been said.
Okay, well, shit. Let us know, listeners, what you think about not normalizing a lot of this foolishness as resistance. What is that? How does that show up in your life? Do you agree with that? Like we said, we gave some examples from back in the day. Yep, I got to sit on the back of the bus because white people don't make no fucking sense. Not because God said so or because this makes sense everywhere the fuck else. Let us know. Hit us up. Hashtag Marsha's Plate. Bree, break it down. Spell it for them.
Honey, hashtag MARSHASPLATE. Ooh, child, honey. I don't know if y'all heard about this Nia Long tea or not. I heard whispers that Nia Long was in the news again, but I be in our queer business. I be in our LGBTQ plus Black business. You know what I mean? I'm so much going on with the goddamn president and shit. You know what I mean? I didn't get into the Nia Long tea because I assumed it was just some more celebrity tea. It wasn't nothing serious. But girl, as we're sitting on here recording, as I speak, the damn headline comes across my motherfucking screen and I gasped. Long story short, this woman, Carrie McDonald, has been stalking Nia Long for at least 2 years, coming to her house, popping up, sending gifts, sending her messages, getting her personal information and stuff. It's been documented. Nia Long is trying to get a protection order on the lady after this last incident of her coming to her house and getting arrested. Now that the lady's out and they went to court, this court case, Nia's protection order was denied. And a lot of questions are being asked amongst the community about protecting Black women, and it's really not making sense. The math ain't mathing, especially with what just happened with Rihanna and what's going on between T.S. Madison and the DL Whisperer. And also like classic cases we have like Selena. This is yet another situation that highlights the dangerous gap between celebrity visibility and actual security, i.e. T.S. Madison and DL Whisperer. There's no evidence of them being in a romantic relationship. It seems as if Carrie McDonald has something psychological going on, i.e. erotomania, and is under some delusion that she's in a relationship with Nia Long based on the investigation. However, the judge has denied the restraining order. What do y'all think about that?
That doesn't make sense. What would make sense if they denied the restraining order is if some proof came out that, oh, it was some Texas, it was some shit going on between y'all. It wasn't just she delusional. But if there's nothing like that that's being revealed, why the fuck wouldn't you give her the restraining order? This doesn't fucking make sense. And it doesn't make sense not only because of the circumstances, but because she is literally a bona fide longtime celebrity. You would think that out of all of what's going on and what has happened in the world of celebrity in regards to this type of stuff, they wouldn't be playing around about it. So that's why I'm like, this don't make sense. Like, it don't make sense why they wouldn't give her that restraining order. That's so weird.
It's not making sense to me either. I'm flabbergasted. I don't. Los Angeles. This is in Cali.
So California. Yeah, that's a place where they got the protection.
They have another court hearing scheduled for April to review the evidence properly.
The location, the level of celebrity that she is, the fact that this lady came to her house and was like on camera ringing the doorbell and had to get arrested. This isn't just some, you know what I'm saying? This
right.
It's literally showing that this bitch is crazy. Why wouldn't you, just for the safety of it?
We see that this lady don't have no problem popping the fuck up, honey. It only takes a second to take somebody's life or change their life forever.
Right, for sure. 1,000.
I heard this case of this dude in DC. I think it was in DC. He got locked up, and when they let him out of jail, based on the time that it took from the jailhouse to the location, he got out of jail and walked to this lady house and killed her. Like that's how quick it was. Like he didn't. It wasn't like he literally was sitting in there just festering. And soon as they let him out, he went and killed the lady. So this domestic violence situations where a motherfucker get out of jail and harm somebody is too fucking common.
Yeah.
To even slack when it comes to this type of shit. So the fact that it's somebody that is on this level of publicity, this rich, and they're ignoring it, that's kind of wild to me. None of it makes sense. Only thing that would make sense, and I'm not saying that this makes it right. I think anybody who is requesting a restraining order should get it just on the sheer fact, just because they're not asking you to go arrest the motherfucker. They saying, give me a restraining order so this motherfucker can't come by me. And I think anybody, I think anybody should be able to get that. For somebody on this level of celebrity that has had that. People, she's fucking Nia Long. She's one of our beauty icons of our culture. Like somebody on this level who has the money, who has the pool in this town, not being able to get it, and the high rates of domestic violence in same-sex female relationships. That whole thing just allows you to. There's no excuse to even think that that you shouldn't have precautions in this way. You need to have these precautions, period.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. It is pretty wild that they would not like you said, this certain stat, like she's a very famous person. Like this person's coming to her house. It's not like, oh, if you come over here, that's gonna keep you from taking care of your personal business, or like the. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was what I now my brain came back to it. Only not that this would be a reason not to give a restraining order, but if the court found evidence that there was some type of relationship going on and she was just for the sake of not saying that she still couldn't get a restraining order, but if the judge had evidence that, oh, you have been texting this lady, oh, you have been, there's a reason why she thinks y'all was in a situation because blah 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 blah, then I can see why the judge is like, nah, we ain't about to. Nah, I don't think this is an excuse, but at least that would make sense that this person could say, y'all really was in a relationship, she ain't no threat to you, da 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 da. I maybe can see that, but the fact that none of that is out and it's just this random ass bitch is showing up at my fucking house, bitch, get the fuck out of here. No, give me my restraining order. That's how I think about it.
No, I was thinking the same exact thing, Diamond. When you asked, what's the reason, and us just sitting here chatting about it, the only thing that makes sense to me is if the judge has some proof of evidence of them having some mutual connection at some point, whether it was or wasn't romantic. We know that in some cases, celebrities do take advantage of their celebrity and do take advantage of their fans. You know what I mean? And or will take advantage, or will take the advantages that comes with fandom, will take the advantages that come with celebrity. And it's possible that maybe Nia did accept the gift at one point from this lady. And I was thinking the same thing. It's possible that maybe they did find some text messages from Nia. It is a very slight possibility, but it's still there. In my opinion, it's slight. To others, it might not be, because I don't know a lot about Nia Long's personal life, but I mean, it is a possibility that they was fucking, I guess, anything's possible. But yeah, the only thing that's making sense to me is if this person could show proof that they had some sort of mutual consensual relationship, whether platonic or romantic.
And she told her to come over.
Wait, who did?
At least once.
Just being in a relationship don't mean that you get to come over, pop over my motherfucking house.
Right.
But,
exactly.
But if there is some type of conversation of why you popped up, like if there's some type of conversation between us that I was like, come over or you do, or however that works, then that would make it reasonable that you popped up at this lady's house. But if you have no kind of permission or no kind of history, then I don't understand why you not letting this lady get her restraining order. So yeah.
I mean, my deducing skills have also considered the fact that this has been going on for at least 2 years that we know of, and you're just getting a restraining order now. I'm also thinking about the fact that if I, just me personally, if I had a stalker from a parasocial relationship, I'm changing my number, I'm blocking them. Honey, if they popping up at my house and it's somebody I really don't know and shit like that, I'm ready to move. I'm been going to get a restraining order on you at minimum. I'll be ready to shoot your ass.
The house
I'm gonna have threatened you to have shoot you a couple of times by now and some more shit. I might have shot at you by now for real, depending on if my anxiety was high.
Period. Thanks.
Yeah. Arm the dolls, honey. Arm the dolls. Do y'all have any final thoughts on this topic?
No, just kind of surprised, that, obviously there are potential reasons why it did not go through. Obviously there's a reason, but yeah, I just hope, she can stay safe and, everything is kosher. Because that's a lot. Like, if somebody's coming to my house and I want you to come to my house, I want a restraining order as well. You know what I mean? Like, leave me alone.
Yeah, I hope that this is I agree with you, Jay. I hope that this is definitely not a case of, another Black woman being neglected. But again, like Diamond said, that really wouldn't make sense with the level of celebrity that she has. But you also have to consider that that judge might not have known who the hell she was. You know,
that's true too, because she black.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know what y'all think. Do y'all have any thoughts? Are y'all as confused as us? Do y'all know any tea that ain't being reported yet, honey? You know I'm nosy as hell, so make sure you hashtag Marsha's Plate, honey. That's hashtag MARSHASPLATE.
So it is some news out of Kentucky.
Okay.
So
what's happening in Kentucky?
Kentucky bill declaring trans people are mentally ill and banning trans teachers is set to pass largely unopposed. This happened in May. This happened on last week. This happened last week, but in recent news, some people have come out, some Democrats and a couple of Republicans have come out and opposed it. But I find it quite interesting because this is mirroring the anti-gay movement of the 70s, where Republicans were kind of moving these kind of things to push homosexuality to be a mental illness. And of course, we know that, we won that battle by 1972, 73, by them getting it out of the DSM as something as a mental illness when it comes to homosexuality. And then we, as trans people, got taken out of the DSM in 2013, I think 2013, and they're trying to basically take us back to that time. And I'm like, and in my brain, I'm like, okay, cool. So y'all gonna make us mental ill? Can I start getting a check? Can I start getting a check? Can I get some of that mental health care?
I know some. At one point, depending on where you lived, I guess they was giving the girls a check when gender dysphoria was considered a mental illness.
Hold on, Bree. It changed to gender dysphoria. It used to be gender identity disorder.
Identity disorder.
Yeah,
Yes,
on your records.
GID used to be GID, gender identity disorder. And before that, it was described as having a gender conflict under the category of homosexuality. Yeah, so the history is nasty. Me personally, I'm crazy as a motherfucker. I don't give a fuck if you consider my transness mental illness, honey. I'm already on that list any motherfucking way, me personally. However, I do know a lot of trans people that I wouldn't put in the crazy category. I do know a lot of trans people who damn sure ain't as crazy as me, honey. People like me scared their ass, honey. What I am concerned about legitimately is that we've seen how this has worked before. They have classified homosexuality and gender identity, gender dysphoria, gender conflict, gender construct issues. They've classified us as disabled and mentally ill before, and that was an excuse to lock us up in sanitariums. I joke about Dawn from En Vogue being in and out of there. Fortunately, the mental health system looks a lot different today than it did when they were heavily committing gay, lesbian, and trans people to asylums. It looks a lot different now, fortunately. But my legitimate concern is that they're setting all this up to be able to do it again, to be able to lock our asses up again. I think that this will be an excuse to hospitalize and hunt transgender people. We know that they are already sneaking anti-trans litigation, or however, what's the word, anti-trans, they're putting anti-trans rhetoric into a lot of these bills that they're passing. ICE now has permission to check people, to check for transgender people. We are now on the list. I don't know as of today, I don't know of them doing any big rush or any big snatch and grab for trans people, but
wait. You're getting ahead because that's where I was going. Let me save that thought, and then I'm gonna go into that. So what I wanted to also add to this, which is what Bree is talking about, and this is a part of a campaign to start criminalizing us, y'all. So the Trump administration finalized a new rule titled Enhancing Vetting and Combating Fraud in the Diversity Immigrant Visa Program. And so for the people who are unfamiliar with that, this is that whole green card lottery program. This is the whole ICE type of situation where ICE can actually use these rules that they're making up to discriminate against people, and how this affects trans people, because we always tell y'all all the time that oppression is connected, is that if I want to read it so you can see exactly what it says. The marker reflected in the sex field on any visa application includes the entry form should match the application's biological sex at birth, even if that differs from the sex listed on the application form, passport, or other identifying documents. So that means if they even suspect you as a trans person and you get round up in ICE, or they think you, remember, immigrant doesn't look like one thing. So if they think that you are trans and they want to think that you are a fucking immigrant, they can fucking lock you up just based on thinking that your shit don't match your documentation, your ID, everything. And so that can lead them, the same thing that's happening in Kansas when they're taking away, is it Kansas or Iowa, where they're taking away the driver's license?
Kansas, yeah. This just happened. Yeah.
Where they're taking away the driver's license. These are multiple pronged things that makes us get prepared for even a genocide. That's scary to me. And a couple of years ago, I would have been scared to say that out of my mouth, because just not scared to say it, but scared to say it because I'm feeling like I'm being a little extreme. But there's a lot of stuff happening that's mirroring genocides in other places that's literally happening to us here in our country. And these are some of those things, these rules and these legislations that are coming out that makes it even more easier for them to rally us up and lock us up and make it seem like we are, crazy or fraudulent.
I mean, that's where we're at. A lot of this, in terms of criminalizing trans people, it's like, we know what's happening with Project 2025. Like, that's a part of it. And I think all we can do is be proactive. We know that they have a very specific plan around IDs and healthcare and erasing any kind of data that tracks what we're navigating as people. Yeah, I don't know. Those are my initial thoughts, just kind of like, yeah.
I remember one of my followers on TikTok was in my comment section, and they asked me to predict what would happen if Trump became president and Project 2025 successfully went into effect. And my response to them was a really dramatic video. It was a really dramatic clip that ended essentially with humans being damn near wiped out, right? But seriously, and I've used the Hunger Games, for example. I've used Handmaid's Tale, for example, and honestly, Project 2025, when reading it, it gives me the impression that it is literally based off of an idea like Gilead. It's literally based off of the Handmaid's Tale book. A lot of people got into the show and didn't read the book and didn't catch a lot of nuance. You already know when books go to film and vice versa, it never translates 100%, no matter how good either is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people didn't ask what happened to trans people in Gilead. I think a lot of people didn't ask themselves what happened to gay men in Gilead. We knew what happened to lesbians. Nobody, I think, asked what happened to trans men either. You know, they always forget about trans men. But for all those who didn't read the book, gay men, trans people were essentially rounded up, locked up, and sent to the colonies as well to work in the radioactive states and radioactive cities due to all of the bombing that happened because the US was at war. They sent all of the trans people to the colonies to essentially die from radioactive poisoning. And all of the people who were willing to denounce their transness, willing to denounce their homosexuality, they would give them
gender traitors.
Gender traitors. They would give gender traitors an opportunity to reassess into society. And of course, if you were trans, you had to detransition. And you had to live a certain life, but it was common for them to castrate the homosexuals in the book. And in some cases, they became the doctors who were the OBGYNs. I say this to say that it feels like it's playing out for them very well.
I mean, look, Project 2025 was written before 2025. If you do get a chance, check it out because you should know what the plan is. Like there's some very specific stuff that they're doing to target trans people because they're trying to make us underground. I mean, a lot of the stuff that they're taking away is relatively new, just to put some context on it. And that's important to know because I think it's important to know that we were here before the new stuff came that made life a lot easier in healthcare, more accessible. And we will be here afterwards as well. I just saw too the president Kevin Roberts of the Heritage Foundation recently endorsed taking gender affirming care away from trans adults as well. Right. So like we know that these people are planning all these things and like Diamond said, it's all interconnected because, they won't it's about white people having white babies. Like at the end of the day, this is about some white Christian nationalist randomness. They want Israel to blow up so Jesus can come back and they can have white Christian whatever. All this weird shit. Everybody's caught in the crosshairs of their bullshit. I guess is what I'm trying to say because it all contributes to their goal. And for them, in their white Christian nationalist world, trans people aren't people. We're not considered worthy to them because these are the same people that's cool with blowing up abortion clinics and killing human beings and then turn around and say they're pro-life. These are literally the same people.
Insanity.
Yeah.
We seeing them blow up schools full of girls and they claim little girls. Over 100. And they don't give a fuck about that. You think that they're gonna give a fuck about y'all black asses getting blown the fuck up? Y'all Hispanic asses getting blown the fuck up?
Let me I want to take it even specific and take it down to our people, because we are seeing a lot of these bullshit, frivolous, dumbass conversations that pit us against each other, pits us against non-binary people, pits us against trans women, against trans men, our community, the trans community, if you don't identify as transgender non-conforming community. Listen.
Gender expansive.
However you want to say it. All of us, while we having these petty ass fucking conversations, if you are a person that's in the community where you had to get your gender marker changed or adjusted and the State Department does not recognize any gender marker amendments under this administration. It does not recognize it. So you bitches who use your documents being changed as a badge of honor, oh, I don't got to worry about this because my documents are not changed, or I ain't got to worry about this because da 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 da. When if you putting yourself in the position as you're somehow better or somehow protected, I'm literally sitting here telling you, and it is documented that they do not recognize any amendment. So if you even in California, you even were in these blue states where they have changed, amended your birth certificate, you too, under their rule, are committing fraud. You too are doing shady stuff when it comes because they don't recognize that change. And so the same, and they're testing, not just testing, they're fucking doing it. They're doing it to immigrants so they can do, and trans people so they can do it to anybody else. So you are not safe. And so these frivolous conversations about, oh, you're not really a trans woman, you're not really a trans man, you're not living the life, you're not getting any surgeries, you're not getting, they don't give a fuck. Just the fact that you have made in them, they don't give a fuck of all the changes you done got. They don't give a fuck about you passing or not. As soon as they look into you and find out that your birth certificate has been amended from male to female or female to male, they got you. And so all of that shit that you holding as a badge of honor, documents change, your passing, all this shit that you're using to weaponize against other people who don't have the privilege or don't have the whatever.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy to me.
It's not gonna
come after other trans people like that. And Diamond, can you thread the needle on what that actually means in real time for people?
So what that means that eventually, if they investigate your background, now some states they don't document this, some states they have, some states they don't, da 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 da. However, if you are in a situation where they have to look into your background, now we're literally finding out they're making lists of trans people. I know here in Texas they are. And I'm pretty sure somewhere else they making a list of your motherfucking ass too. Even if you're in these blue states, these Republicans is looking at things and they're making a list of trans people. So if they can figure it out, they're shipping people off to countries they're not even from, or they not even and even if it's just to disrupt you. I ain't even talking about whether they're not following the rules, they're not being legal. So even if it's just to fucking fuck with you and disrupt your life, they can ship you to fucking Ecuador because we're not for sure if anything is legit with you. Do you see what I'm saying? If they want to fuck with you, you don't know this is gonna happen until it does, until it's too fucking late. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you can think you're safe. Do you know how many motherfucking immigrant people thought that they were safe? Look, I will vote for Donald Trump, and then all of a sudden they're fucking shaved, bald, fucking chained with their arms behind their back in a prison in a country that they're not even never been to. They didn't know that was gonna happen. And so right now, as trans people, we don't know how the circumstances are going to do.
Let me just slow you down. We know that was all in Project 2025. I think it's really important for us. Well, I'm just saying, like, there's the warehouses. We're going to use Walmart. Folks were talking about this back in like 2015, 2016. Some of the people, if for our listeners who may not be from a community that is majority Black and be around people who we, jokingly use the word hotep for. There are a lot of people who were more educated that you might apply that label to, who were already talking about this stuff. And they were talking about Project 20, at least I was hearing about it. But Project, you're going to use the Walmart warehouses, buildings, Kmart, da-da-da-da-da. And a lot of all the details are literally in Project 2025. I think GLAAD has some stuff. There's some other people online that you can look up around trans folks in Project 2025 or LGBT folks in Project 2025. But I do encourage people to literally all of this is written down. So for us and for the organizations that represent us or advocate for us, I think it's really just important to just, like Diamond is saying, just stay proactive, because these people have this stuff they have it written down. They're going to do what they're going to do. And it's none of what has happened so far, if you've been following Project 25 or following folks who are like really into the details around it, all it is they already said they was going to do. So it's not a surprise. That's why I was pissed last year. When I was pissed before the shit even went down, when people started getting fired. We were talking about it on the show. I was like, I'm pissed because I don't understand why these nonprofits aren't prepared. And they're moving in a certain kind of way and still hiring people and doing all this other shit, and people are going to lose their jobs. I don't understand why different organizations weren't people that have capacity, right, weren't spending time trying to prepare us for what is inevitable. Unless you vote. Because Republicans have a very thin majority in Congress. And the way that they're going to implement this is not just through executive orders, it's also through legislation, whether that's on your state level, local level, or the federal level. So the way we keep fucking them up is by we keep fucking them up and voting for different people who aren't on this same bullshit. And you see, Diamond mentioned a while ago, different Republicans are resigning because they know they can't win. Because they're not right on the issues. They're not right on the issues that the people are aligned with. But I'm just saying, I just say all that to say, like, I think one of the biggest things that we can do is just try to be proactive and continue and build community, because that's how we gonna resist. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. And again, a lot of stuff they're taking away, not all of it, but quite a bit of it is relatively new victories. And I don't say it to be fucked up. I'm just saying to say, like, we were here before, we'll be here after, and we will be okay as long as we love on each other and build.
I love that Bree brought up Handmaid's Tale, because there is a particular chapter, there's a particular story in there where they were at the airport and the ICE people were at the fucking airport in the book, at the airport, rounding people up. People were thinking, oh, I'm gonna fly and go somewhere safe and da-da-da. But they're at the, and look at right now, I'm in Texas. The lines with TSA and all that stuff going on is 4 hours long for regular trips, and ICE is in the fucking airports. And so what we saw in that fucking book, as fictional, as dystopian, as what it's just a Emmy Award winning movie. It literally was, she was fucking like a fucking prophet, talking about what's happening and how it could happen. And she specifically told us, she specifically said, Margaret Atwood specifically said, I didn't write this based on some new shit that was new. All the shit that I had in here has already happened. It has already worked on certain level in certain places.
Exactly.
And so I'm not writing some new stuff like, oh, I'm making stuff up. No, this shit already fucking happened. And so why I say that is because we are seeing it unravel in front of our eyes. It is going to be hard for us to. So you thinking, oh, I can just run and I can just, even me, I'm thinking about, oh, I want to go to Vietnam. Look at these motherfuckers, they bombing, and people are stuck in these areas and can't get out because flights are not flying. There's literally things that are keeping us stuck either in this country, or if we try to go somewhere else, we can't move around because clock it. Now that they have seen that I am this trans activist, they have invalidated my U.S. passport. I'm not saying they haven't done that yet, but if they could, if they can, and if they want to, they can. And now I can't move, even in the country that I'm moving to for safety. If I wanted to go to Vietnam, if I wanted to go to now I have a U.S. passport that is not valid. So I can't even fucking move around like I want to, even in those countries that are more affirming and more safe. Do you see how this can snowball into where you won't have any options? So
make sure your ass vote.
Yeah, make sure you vote. Make sure you vote.
Because this is policy. It's policy. All the shit we talking about is happening because 90 million people stay the fuck home, And not enough people came the fuck out to vote for this black woman who was the vice president named Kamala Harris. We don't even have to be in this situation. Like, literally, we don't have to be in this situation. This was a situation that our fellow Americans, quote unquote, have chosen to do. Not just by voting for Donald Trump, but by not fucking voting at all. So, like, that's literally makes or breaks how this shit plays out. Whether that makes or breaks how it plays out, if you live in a state because of federalism, you might live in a state like Diamond, like a Texas or a Kansas or wherever, where this is definitely going to be more in your face because Republicans have control, the conservatives, these white nationalists have control over your state legislatures. Or you might be in a state like a Wisconsin, where it's kind of in between, where the Republicans have control of the legislature, but they have a Democratic governor and a more progressive Supreme Court. So they're kind of playing out stuff through that. Or you're in a state like Maryland, or a Washington, or a West Coast type shit, where honestly, a lot of this shit, you may have the state government and your local government, county government, finding ways to push back so it doesn't trickle down as heavy on the people that live there. Either way, the reason in California on the West Coast they can get the reason that's their reality is because that's the reality that they voted for. The reason they have the reality in Wisconsin is because that's the reality that the people of Wisconsin voted for. The reason the reality is what it is in a place like Texas or Mississippi or all of the fucking South is because that is what the people have voted for. So when the people decide to vote for something different, we will get a different result. And so, like, it's like that, period. So we do have the power to change this. I just don't want folks to feel like everything is inevitable. It's not all inevitable. It just depends on if we continue to vote. People got elections this week. I know tomorrow in Wisconsin they got a primary and some other elections. Every election counts. Every election matters, and that is I know there's so many ways to fight back, but that's the most important way to fucking fight back because it's based on who the fuck gets to sit at the table and make decisions. So either you're going to choose who that person is or you're not. You know what I'm saying? And while we still got some choice to try to avoid the bullshit that Diamond's talking about, passports, this, that, and the third, use your voice.
Make the choice.
Use your voice.
Make the choice.
Yep,
all right.
Make the choice. Yep.
Let us know what y'all think about what we're talking about. We know this is heavy. And yeah,
we gonna be all right though.
But we gonna even by the end of this, we gonna talk about some euphoria. And so let us know what y'all think. Hashtag Marsha's Plate.
Hashtag MARSHASPLATE.
Gimme euphoria, more than peace of mind. It's the joy and space to change the tide. Gimme euphoria, more than peace of mind. It's the joy and space to change the tide. Gimme it's a feeling and a high you never come down from. Whoa.
All right. So, what is bringing y'all euphoria this week?
It's bringing me euphoria. I told y'all about my little cousin that started transitioning. It is bringing me euphoria because her and I have lunch plans tomorrow. This is going to be our first time getting together, just solo, just me and her since she started transitioning. And I'm excited to bring her into the folds and introduce her to other great trans people. And I'm excited. That's bringing me euphoria. Also, I didn't put on a little touch of this do it all. Honey, this do it all don't take much at all to give you full coverage. I'm telling you, I've been glancing in, honey, a little bit of that do it all, some bronzer on top of her, honey. Got me feeling really cunty. It really does. I'm enjoying it. What about you, Jay?
I think I have I've been kind of bouncing around, helping out with family stuff, doing all this kind of stuff. I think I finally have a kind of short-term situation that is consistent while I figure out the long-term situation. And that is bringing me euphoria because I'm sure for folks who have watched the show, I've had various backgrounds. laugh for a second recently. And so, yeah, that's bringing me euphoria. Can't wait to get settled in and just have a little bit more consistency as I figure out some other steps in my life. What about you, Diamond? What's bringing you euphoria this week?
Oh, so this week we as a team are having an amazing meeting tomorrow morning to discuss an event that we are doing, and we got to keep it wraps because it's secret. It hasn't, been released yet. But we got an event that we all are coming together, and we are in talks literally tomorrow about it, and we hope that we are able to share some good news and it all works out, which I'm pretty sure is going to be where we all get to come together in person and do a live show. So I'm excited about that. I'm really excited about the conversation, see what we can come up with and have plans to do. I'm excited about that.
Okay. Okay, honey. Now.
So yes, let us know what is bringing y'all euphoria this week, and make sure y'all subscribe. And we haven't had any new reviews. Go on like Apple Podcasts and Spotify and make sure you are reviewing us and giving us 5 stars. And yeah, let us know what you think. What have been some of your favorite episodes and all that kind of stuff. We haven't had any kind of new reviews in a while, so give us some reviews. So yeah,
you guys review us, honey. We know y'all have opinions.
Yes, we love y'all. All right, let us know what y'all think, and we will see y'all next week. Bye.
All right, peace out. Love y'all. Nah.
Well, that's it. Thank you for coming and getting a taste of Marsha's Plate. You can listen to us on iTunes and SoundCloud. Make sure you leave a review because we really need those 5 stars, y'all.
And go like our Facebook page and leave some comments. We'll be posting exclusive content every Thursday, so you definitely don't want to miss out.
You can also follow us on Twitter and any other social media site at Marsha's Plate. If you'd like to donate or advertise with us, hit us up at diamondstylz@gmail.com. That's diamondstylz@gmail.com.
And that's it for us, y'all. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You gonna say bye, Mia?
Oh, bye, y'all.
Every little thing's gonna be alright. Don't you worry about a thing. Baby, it's gonna be